This aircraft was designed to do one thing: outrun anything the enemy could fire at it. The XB-70 Valkyrie flew at over Mach 3, more than 3,300 kilometers per hour, faster than a rifle bullet. Its skin got so hot it physically expanded mid-flight. Its wingtips folded downward at 70,000 feet. 6 massive engines pushed a 240-ton bomber across continents. And yet, the Valkyrie never fired a single shot in combat. But despite all of that, this machine was canceled permanently. So what made this thing so extreme? And why did it never fly in combat? The XB-70 was born from pure Cold War paranoia. It was the 1950s. The United States needed a bomber that could carry nuclear weapons deep into Soviet territory and get back out alive. The solution was radical: fly so high and so fast that no interceptor or missile could ever touch you. North American Aviation designed the XB-70 to cruise at Mach 3 above 70,000 feet, nearly twice the altitude of a modern airliner. At that speed, at that altitude, you were practically untouchable. But hitting those numbers meant solving problems nobody had ever faced before. Start with the size. The XB-70 was enormous, 57 meters long, 32-meter wingspan, over 240,000 kilograms fully loaded. But size wasn't the hard part. Speed was. At Mach 3, shock waves build underneath the aircraft with enormous force. Most designs fight those shock waves. The XB-70 rode them. By shaping the delta wing to trap shock waves underneath, the aircraft surfed its own supersonic pressure wave, generating free lift. Engineers called it compression lift. And to make this effect even stronger, the outer wing sections folded downward during high-speed flight, improving both lift and directional stability at the same time. That's where the iconic look comes from. A 240-ton bomber folding its own wings mid-air at Mach 3. Now here's where it gets even more extreme. 6 General Electric YJ93 turbojet engines, over 170,000 pounds of thrust combined. The variable intakes underneath automatically adjusted their geometry at supersonic speeds, because at Mach 3, getting airflow wrong even slightly means instant engine failure. There is no margin for error at these speeds. But here's the real cost of flying that fast. Friction heats the entire airframe above 300 degrees Celsius, 570 Fahrenheit. The skin didn't just get warm, it physically expanded from the heat. To survive that, the XB-70 used stainless steel and titanium throughout, materials tough enough to handle temperatures that would destroy a conventional aircraft completely. But even the most advanced machine has limits. The XB-70 was extraordinarily expensive to build and operate. Its fuel consumption at Mach 3 was staggering. And while engineers were still testing it, the world changed around it. Ballistic missiles became more capable. Surface-to-air missiles improved rapidly. Suddenly, flying high and fast wasn't the guarantee of survival it once seemed. Why risk a 240-ton bomber and its crew when a missile could do the job from the ground? Then came the disaster. In June 1966, a chase aircraft drifted into the XB-70's wingtip during a formation flight. The collision destroyed one prototype. Both pilots were killed. The program was canceled shortly after. Only 2 were ever built. The surviving aircraft now sits in the National Museum of the United States Air Force in Dayton, Ohio, never having flown the mission it was designed for. A 240-ton bomber with folding wings and 6 engines, killed not by enemy missiles, but by its own price tag and the changing nature of war. Even now, standing in that museum, the XB-70 Valkyrie still looks like a machine from the future. If you made it this far, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if this video was worth your time, a like helps more than you think.